Hi everyone, my name is HongRu, and today I'm going to talk about business contingency program in the private sector. Here is a quick look at my schedule for my presentation. First, I will go over the current data and the real-world problems that private business face during the disaster. Second, I will introduce the FEMA-ready business framework and look at how it structures. Third, I will share a detailed case study on how Walmart successfully responded to Hurricane Katrina. And finally, I will look at the future trends like AI cooperation and close with an open discussion questions. Let's start by looking at some data from the Small Business Administration. And when a major disaster hits a community, it causes a mass ripple effect across the local economy, right? And the statistics show that the 40% of small business close permanently right after a disaster. Even worse, another 25% end up closing within just 1 year. And 75% of business fail within 3 years. So if they don't have a business continuity plans, it's a very serious problem. As James Shannon from the National Fire Protection Association perfectly puts it, organization must be prepared before the disaster occurs. So to help business prepare, FEMA created the Ready Business Program, which guides companies through the four facts: identify their risk, develop a plan, take action, and be recognized. And I will focus on the second part, develop a plan, because I think the develop plan is very important for the private sector. Develop a plan has a 6 pillars. First one is staff, planning and preparedness activity for the protection of staff. Second one is surrounding. Non-structural elements outside the building that potentially pose a threat during an event. Third, space, non-structural workplace surroundings on the interior of the building. Fourth one is the system. System that support the operation of the building. And the fifth one is the structure, architecture and the structure elements of the building. And the last one is service, opportunities for an organization to engage and serve the community following events. And now let's look at our real world case study. The case is how Walmart handled Hurricane Katrina. This case is an excellent example of how the private sector can show incredible resilience, and it can be analyzed through the 6S framework. First, let's look at the staff. Walmart's senior leadership gave their frontline store manager an immense amount of decision-making autonomy. They told them to simply do the right thing, based on the local information without waiting for the corporate approval. Second, for the system, Walmart has its own permanent business continuity office and emergency operation center. They use their early warning tools to move the emergency supply to the starting area days before the landfall. And furthermore, Walmart system and people keep providing critical service. Employees collect debris and hand out water and deliver essential goods and medicine straight to the local shelters. Kenner's mayor even called Walmart's their only lifeline because they arrived way before the government relief. Also, this case highlights a sharp contrast between the hardware failure and the software resilience. Walmart faced a major hardware dilemma on the structure, space, and surroundings. 126 stores closed, 89 stores were damaged, and 15 stores suffered several structural collapse. So in the end, the main point of my presentation is public and private partnership is very important. Working with local government dramatically reduces disaster impact and speeds up recovery. Also, how can we cooperate with AI can be another problem or question in my presentation. Like AI maybe can predict the supply chain shock before they happen, right? And finally, I will leave you with the this question. As a business owner, would you strictly follow the FEMA guideline, or you will build a customized plan for your company's interests? And maybe you can comment or answer this question. Yep. And here's my references. And thank you for your listening and watching.